Greetings, everyone. I just want to share my thought on something about dating, about relationship. Sometimes when we date, we are aware that the person you are dating is not meeting your criteria. You are aware that the person you are dating is not what you are actually looking for. But many people, we tend to be overtaken by love more, to an extent that we fail to even analyze or ascertain whether this is the right caliber to be associated with us. That is why many relationships over long term, by default of being overthrown by the heart, we tend, or they tend to realize later in the process that, but between the two of us, my heart knew in the beginning, or your heart knew in the beginning, that this relationship is not exactly what you are looking for. But because of love, because of that attitude of saying, I've been with this person for a long time, I have known this person, you realize very late that you have delayed the process of your peace. I would advise to say, when you get into the relationship, within your short space of time, I mean in less than 6 months, you should be able to ascertain if this person is the one or not. If the person is not the one, then you better just continue searching or stop dating. Either way, the challenge with all this is that many people, when they get into a relationship, they get an impression that they've met the right person. Yes, you have met the right person, but evaluation, ascertaining, it's very key. When you get into a relationship, both of you come from different backgrounds, and therefore you try to adjust to each other. And you can adjust, it might work. You can adjust, it might not work. Remember, if you adjust and it doesn't work, understand that it was meant to be, and it was meant to be a test, and it was meant to level you to understand if you can or you can't. And if you can't, you pull away. What's critical about trying in a relationship is that a relationship must either be a permanent one, or it must either be a learning curve. Don't just date for the fun of dating. Don't just date because you think it's just a beautiful lady to date. Yes, beauty can attract you, but you need to also introspect yourself through the stature of the next person. Because how well you live with that person, if you ever fail, you can always say, this is why I failed, and therefore it's a learning curve. I will not do it again. I will not fail again. Many relationships, many people, we try relationships and we keep on failing because we are not learning anything out of the relationship. We are not taking anything with that we could say next time we will not do it again. It is not a wrong thing to keep trying, but it's a wrong thing to fail trying, because when you keep trying, somewhere along the line you will find someone that's your match. And do not pressure yourself, as many people would put you on a corner to say, when are you getting married, when are you stable, when this, when that. And they've had their time, they've done it in their own way during God's timing. And I believe that God will also give you the right partner at the right time, who will be a pleasant helper, a wife, not a knife, someone that will support you. The challenge, especially with guys, but I see it's a trend with the ladies now. They look at a person lustfully, meaning when they see someone, instead of seeing someone they can date, someone they can love, their mindset is not on the person. Their mindset is on the lustness. It's all they want to do. They just want to. By looking at the person, it's like they are removing that person's clothes. They are seeing what's inside the clothes. They already commit a sexual act with their eyes, artificial sexual act with their eyes. And I'm saying this is what's destroying us as a country, whereby when we see someone, we're already inside that person, we're already inside those clothes, and it's a wrong thing. I remember someone saying, when you look at a woman or a man lustfully, it's called sexual ambiguity with deliberate intent. That was quite some time back, meaning you have already committed a sexual act, a theoretical sexual act, before you even say, hi, I love you. So it's very imperative to actually adjust ourselves, adjust our hearts, adjust our minds, adjust our souls to know the right way of doing things, whereby we try to invite the ethical nature of approaching the next partner. Meaning, when you see someone who's exciting you, you need to have the right approach. You need to take it with the right pace. You need to know when the situation allows both of you to be together, to be partners, etc. And if it doesn't work, guys, stop this thing that you are both aware that the relationship is not working. You fight, you throw each other with stuff, you swear at each other, you call names to each other. If the situation has reached that far, it's very simple. Stay away, because the damage is deeper than what would be happening at the time. Because in the long run, there's a build-up of anger. In the long run, there's a build-up of problems. By the time they explode, you can't really handle it. Either one is gonna be in the worst position, can die, can be arrested, can be affected for life. There's quite a lot of things that can happen. So before you take anything too far, make sure you just go near if it is not meant to be. There is nothing wrong to say to someone from a maturity point of view, I've been with us for some time. I have assessed our situation, and it has come to a point where I realize that we can no longer be partners. For the sake of our safety, for the sake of our peace, for the sake of our future, and I believe I'm not what you need to have, and I think you are not the right caliber for me. However, appreciate the moment. I say in a relationship must be beneficial. Whether it's permanent, whether you're gonna stop because both of you find it's not the right relationship, but it must be beneficial. You can't be in a relationship where only one person benefit. You can't be in a relationship where no one benefit. At least one person must benefit. You must give. You must benefit the next person, or the next person must benefit you, or it must be a benefit of both. And one thing you should understand is that in a relationship, many a times we always think, because men most of the time they are the ones providing. I mean, in the beginning of the relationship, we always think that men are the ones who are coming with everything on the table. That's not the case. Especially we think that finance is everything. That's not. Women also, you should understand, they are, as much as you bring money, as much as you take the woman out, as much as you buy whatever, that matters less. What matters is on the other side, whereby the woman is giving you her time, sacrificing herself for you, ensuring that you smile every day when you come back with whatever challenges. When you see her, you see someone who smiles. That is why when people have been married, when they divorce, it doesn't matter what you have spent on your woman or not. They say you have to divide half. Why? Because the woman has invested time, quality time specifically, and efforts in ensuring that you go up. Because there's a saying that's saying behind every successful man, there is a woman. So women are playing a very pivotal role in our life, whereby many of us men, we don't credit them for what they are doing in our life. We are the reason why we are here. It's because of women. We are the reason why we are also smiling. And we are the reason why sometimes we are happy. Tough luck for some, many of us, many of them, many of those that don't have women at present. But the reality is that over time, God will provide a pleasant helper. It is not, the Bible says it is not good for a woman to be, for a man to be alone. And all those people that are married, I want to give you a proper advice, which I've learned the hard way. And I understand this concept, and I will respect this concept moving forward. It says, when you get married as a husband and wife, you need to make sure that you leave your family. This statement does not mean you go out of them and stay there without them, etc. It means your heart must first be positioned or tightened up with your wife's heart. When you decide, it must be you and your wife, and the third person is not needed. Any suggestion from an outsider, any input from an outsider must be secondary, not primary. That's what it means. It means if now you have an option to say, I want to go out and my wife is sick and there's a funeral at home, you better leave the funeral and stay with your wife. God forbid for the funeral and the sickness, but I'm just giving an example here. So it is very imperative that you understand why you are getting yourself into a relationship. Many of us, we got married at a very young age. Many of us divorced at a very young age because of immaturity, because of misunderstanding of certain principles of life, and therefore we ended up or landed where we landed. But I'm telling you, as times goes by, as you mature, you start realizing and learning to say certain things you could have done them better. And I'm saying to many of you, do not force to have what is not yours. What is yours, God will provide. And as you live with a partner, you will know, your heart will feel. The first question that you should ask, whether men or women, you should ask yourself a question when you're with someone to say, if it ever happened that I'm disabled, that I don't have legs, will my partner stay with me forever? That should be the question. Will my partner stay with me forever? If you just get